Hey guys, my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. And we're here to talk about episode 6 of Chihayafuru. Once again, I'm joined by my good friend Mia.
Hello.
Okay, so this match, man. The
Dude.
Tachi
Oh
and
my
Chihaya.
god. This is like the most intense I've ever seen this show get, like for real. And then they have to throw in like the really pretty visuals of like their faces and like showing how like kind of romantic it is. Like everyone's really romanticizing like what's going on. And I just that was like my favorite part of this whole episode.
Yeah, the visuals are really pretty. Like the one that I really liked is when I think it was like almost at the very beginning where you see like all these leaves falling and it was kind of giving me like Frozen 2 vibes for like with the commercials.
Yeah.
That's basically like what it was with like Taichi and Chihaya. Like it looked really pretty. The music in this really stood out to me the most in this episode too. Especially like I told you like halfway through the episode I was like, why did the music get like
Intense.
so intense?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like this. Because they went from like okay to like happy, cheery, calming music, and then all of a sudden it's just intense music. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Like as soon as it got really into it, or like when they showed how he arranged his cards too, it got really intense and I was like, oh shit, he's not fucking around. Like he really wants to win. And like the reasons why they were all saying like why he was doing that, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like because like they've played each other so many times, so obviously like they know how each other plays and they know how each other works, so he's been like thinking up this strategy like the whole time to like throw her off her game, and I thought that was really smart and clever.
Yeah,
Like I was
I
just
was
like,
super impressed with that.
yeah, me too. And then when he went back to like when him and Arata were talking in the other episode, like when he's like, "Oh, I just memorized the new setup like every game. I always forget about the old one." Like, cause that's a problem Taichi has. He remembers previous matches, so it's more difficult for him to like focus on the one he's doing because he remembers like what the cards looked like in the previous match and stuff. And like he even said like it's really hard. Like he made it seem easy, but it's really hard. And I was just like, oh, you see, he's like learning from others, even Arata, even though like Arata always like kind of annoys him.
Yeah, he's learning really quick, and I
Yeah.
like that the other characters also like pointed that out. He's like, man, like Mashima is like learning super quick, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah,
He's
that's my
improving.
boy.
Like
He
he's
continues to
improving at,
impress us.
yeah, like he's improving at a faster rate than Chihaya is improving. Like even like he said, even that like she wins like 60% of the time and he wins 40% of the time, but he's improving at a more rapid pace than she is because of her injury.
And even Chihaya, she had to be careful because she like the whole card situation like really threw her off.
Yeah.
And you can tell she was completely like off her game and she was like overthinking it and she was like, oh shit. And he even says in the episode, she's like, man, like I'm looking at Taichi, but it doesn't feel like it's Taichi. I feel like I'm playing with somebody else. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, she was like, it's Taichi, but it's like I'm playing with a stranger, but it's Taichi. But he's not playing the same way he usually plays, but it's Taichi. Like it's kind of like this thing's like he looks and sounds like him, but he's like a completely different person now that we're playing with each other in an official match. It's kind of like, you know, like she doesn't know if she's actually playing against the real him. And then like when they looked at each other too, and it had
I
this
like her
like,
reaction. She's like,
oh, it's you.
oh, you're Taichi. And then Taichi's like, yeah,
his
it's me. Like,
response to that was like really adorable. He was like, yeah, it's me.
yeah.
Like just like just the way he said it, I was like, that was really cute.
Yeah, he was so confused. He's like, okay.
Yeah,
Because
like,
it was like in the middle of a match and who knows how long it's been
yeah,
going on.
yeah,
And then for her to randomly say that, he's just like, okay.
okay. And then they forgot to tie their shit up, and I was like, these you two fucking idiots. Like you got way into it, and you didn't realize like your shit wasn't tied back.
I know, they
Like that
even
was
started
funny.
arguing with each other, like, it's your fault that I forgot, blah, blah, blah.
They were
Oh my gosh,
fighting
you guys are
like
so
they
adorable.
were fighting like an old married couple.
Mhm.
It was very cute. You know, once they start looking at each other all intense and shit, it was still very romanticized. Like I said earlier, like it would be like a splash of light or something, and it would make like a romantic kind of noise. Like they looked at each other with like such intensity. Like it was completely different from what I've seen, like at all in this show at this point, and everybody was noticing it. Even what's her face, that fucking hoe, whatever her name is, where she's like, I've seen them play so many times before, but it feels like I'm watching them play for the first time ever. And then she even like made a comment about like, oh my gosh, like even if she's not looking at him out of love or romance, like she's looking at him the way he's always wanted her to look at him.
I know.
And
like
that
when
I
she
was
said
like,
that, I was like, yep.
That I was like, oh shit. Like damn, you right.
I
was like, get it. Because I think he more like, not only does he like want her to feel the same way, I feel like he just wants her to look at him like he's taking this shit seriously.
Yeah. And like she's always looking at Arata. Everything, like even in her head, it's always like Arata. And like finally, she's actually like looking at him and like not really thinking about the other boy, the other man.
Yeah, cause she even like kind of made it when she was talking about like, so like it's Tachi. This is the guy that's been with me this whole time, helping me out. It's like she didn't really notice him until now. Like she just kind of always just thought of him as just like, oh yeah, he's just like my friend, whatever. Like she doesn't really like kind of think about him in any sort of way other than like we're friends. But like here,
Yeah.
It's like more like she's really actually like looking at him.
Yeah, and then she constantly has to like remind herself how she's like, I've played him before, but this is like different. And like she kept saying like all these other things too about that, and she's like, but I've played him before. It almost sounded like she just wanted to like remind herself to keep herself kind of calm about everything so she can like focus, but she just couldn't because like all of this was like throwing her off. Like... And then at the very end with Arata, he was getting jealous.
He was so jelly. Yeah, like because before earlier in the episode, he tells her like, oh, I can't stay to watch the match because like we have to leave. We're like, you know, really far away. We drove here. We have to take all of the younger people home. Like it's gonna be really late. But then like,
yeah, that was cute because she was so sad about it.
Yeah, like her face, like she looked. I don't know what my initial reaction was. Like I was like, she looks upset or like nervous.
She
like,
just looked disappointed.
Yeah, and so he was just like, okay, I'll stay. Like he's gonna stay. He's like, whatever. I don't care if I'm gonna be, you know, if I get to school half a day late or whatever. I was like, damn, son. But then he gets to stay because, you know, his like the leader of his society and like the dude that Tachi beat.
Yeah, like everyone wanted to stay there to see
they stayed.
What was gonna happen?
Yeah, and so like Arata watching, I thought they were gonna cut back to him more, but they really didn't. Like they would cut back to him, but we didn't get any like inner thoughts or anything. Just be him just like watching. Like he did say stuff, but it was more just like his reaction, I guess, like his visual reaction to like what was going on. And then like he gets all jelly at the end.
Yeah, he's like, man, like how did I lose? I should be the one playing Chihaya. I was like, oh.
Yeah, he was like, well, how come I'm not the one playing against Chihaya? And I was like, bruh.
Like, well, you shouldn't have lost. Just kidding. Oh man.
But now they're like proper rivals though. Because Taichi's always been jealous of Arata.
Yeah, and I feel like Arata's just been like, I don't know, like it's hard to explain because we don't really know like what the hell he's thinking.
Yeah.
And we haven't really spent a lot of time, so it's kind of hard to like say like, you know, like form an opinion of like what's going on with him. But to me, like I guess it almost seemed like I don't even know how to describe that because the way that he was feeling it almost like he was jealous, but also like there was I don't know. I can't explain it. I guess like what I'm trying to get is like like something woke up in him, like it snapped him out of like whatever the heck.
Yeah.
It almost felt like he wasn't really thinking about it.
Yeah, like that was something he never
until now, like where he's like, oh,
that was something he was never really concerned about. I guess because maybe he felt like Taichi was never really that serious until like now when he's gotten to see him play, and now that he you know, and they talked to each other in that previous conversation, and it's been a good long ass while since they've spoken to each other. I feel like they're more proper rivals in terms of like in terms of like Karuta, because before like they've already been rivals for like Chihaya's affections, obviously, but now they're like rivals on a different playing field, because like now like it could have been Arata playing Chihaya instead, but it's not. It's Taichi, so like he's kind of like showing him up, like, dude, I'm just as good as you. Yeah,
and I don't think he even realizes like that he's jealous, because in that moment he's just like confused. He's like, why am I feeling this way? Like, what's going on? I do like that one of the characters, I think it was the lady that said it this whole match felt like they were watching the match back then. I think it was like in season 2 when this happened
Yes.
between Shinobu and Arata.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
was like, oh snap! Like when she said that, I was like, oh okay.
Well, that also, I think that
That's how
also,
serious it is.
I think that also shows that like Tachi and Chihaya they're now on the same even playing field as Shinobu and Arata. So like, it's gonna be like, hey, you know what? These two other high school kids that are like the same age as those two that we saw last year, yeah, they're ready to fucking play as well. Like, we could have, you know, they could be like the top 4 fucking high school students or whatever the fuck. Like, they're all like really good. Like, you gotta watch out for all 4 of them because they're all intense as fuck. Something like that. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I honestly thought Chihaya was gonna have like the advantage, especially because who was it? I don't know if it was Porky or the other one that said this, where Chihaya had time to rest.
Yeah.
Taichi didn't.
Yeah, he played
and
like
he's exhausted,
6
but
things
even
in a
then,
row. Yeah. Well, and they really like wanted us to know that shit because he's sweating the whole time, like breathing really heavily, like he's fucking tired.
And he's still managing to like wear down Chihaya because she's like breathing really hard and she's just like completely off her game.
Yeah, like
so maybe her resting was like a bad thing. Who knows?
Yeah, like they're even saying like he's forcing her to play defensive when she normally plays offensive.
Yeah.
So like he's making her get out of her comfort zone. Well, and the thing is like they've played against each other so many times because they go to the same school and they're in the same club and the same society. So like
they know their trick.
Yeah, they know each other's shit, which is why he fucked with her with the placement of his cards, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
He had like a whole plan, which is impressive. Like to think of something like this in a short amount of time.
Yeah, like there was that moment when she like,
man.
when she went to go get like one of the cards she picked, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And he looks at it, like he looks at her all intensely, and in his inner thoughts, he's like, "Chihaya, you idiot! Like this isn't even like, I have a different plan. Like I already have a plan in mind of what I'm gonna do." Like he calls her an idiot.
I was like,
in his head.
I know that was cute. I don't know. I guess she just never expected that, like at all. She probably thought going into this it was gonna be like a normal, usual thing.
Yeah, like all the other times
like
they
it's
just
always
practiced with each other.
And it's not.
Nope, he's pulling out all the stops. Like he really wants to win.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Like he the boy is determined, and
like,
I'm here for it. Like
yeah, me too. Like he's really, really determined and improved, and like he just wants, he just wants to be recognized, I guess, by her, by Arata, obviously, as a worthy rival and shit. So like, I'm here for it too. Like, you know what? I'm ready. If he wins, I'm gonna be very impressed. Because it could go either way, honestly. Like, she could surprisingly beat him, like, just barely, or he could, like, just keep going on a roll and win. But again, like they've said previously in previous episodes and previous seasons, it's all up to luck. Like, it just depends. Like, I feel like that's what this game is really, like, the core of it. Not just, like, the poems and the beautiful poetry and stuff and whatever, like, tradition, but, like, it just comes down to luck. Which, for Tachi, always kind of happens to...
That's how it,
help him.
How it usually goes with him.
But I feel like he needs to beat that as well. Like, that can't be always why he wins. Like, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't just always be luck. It should also be that he's good at what he, like, is good at the game, and he strategizes well.
Yeah, I think he said that in the last episode where he's like, I can't just rely on, like, this, and it can't always be like this. You gotta do something about it if you want to just leave it to luck. Like, that's no way to go.
And, like, as soon as it was getting their end, I'm like, they're gonna do this in 2 fucking episodes. Like, god damn it. Like, we're gonna have to wait till the next episode to figure out who wins.
And then Chihaya's match with the lady, too, has also helped her because in this match, at the very, very beginning, she's like, man, like, I'm starting to hear, like, a little bit more of the difference. She's like, I'm almost there. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah,
like,
there was, like, there was that moment when she got the card before they even, like, finished reading the first part of the poem.
Yeah.
Like, she already knew. That was kind of scary. I was like, oh shit. Because even Tachi was like,
yeah, like,
what
when
the
that
fuck?
happened, at first, that instant that it happened, I was just so confused. I was like, what just happened? Like, I was so confused because it happened, like, so quick. Like, if you blink, you miss it, basically. That's what it was.
When they're talking about, like, them playing against each other, and they're like, dude, I think they're playing their best game right now. Like, they're at their best. playing each other.
Yeah.
Which, you know, previously people were like, I think Chihaya is your weakness, actually. I think you play better when you're not around her and stuff. It's like, no, dude, no.
He's playing better with
yeah.
her as an opponent.
They're playing better against each other, which I loved that Kana-chan kind of brought that up, where she's like, remember Tomoku when we played each other last year? That was the best
That was
game.
so cute.
That was the best game I've ever played. And I was like, damn, son.
Yeah, she was also like, oh, this is probably like what they're feeling right now. I was like, Kana-chan. She's so cute, man.
Yeah, I love her.
We gotta wait until freaking next week to see what
know.
the fuck happens.
I know, I'm kind of scared. I don't know who I want to win. Because like I said, it could go either way. But I feel like depending on who wins, like their relationship is gonna go one of two ways, I feel like. Or they're just gonna treat it as, like, if he wins, Chihaya could just be like, I can't believe you beat me, Tachi, what the heck? And him be kind of like, oh my god. Like, you know, kind of, you know, how they always are. Or it could be like, where she's like, what the fuck, like, I don't know who I just played.
Yeah, I think
take it more
if
seriously.
he does win, she's gonna like be even more determined to improve, and then she's gonna be all over Tachi wanting to like play him at school.
But now I feel like this is also gonna force her to like think about him in a different light, like rather than just like, oh yeah, we're just like friends on the team and like he's helped me this whole time. Like I think it should force her to also think of him as like an opponent, but also like he's taking this really seriously. Like he clearly loves it as much as I do. You know, a little hint, a little push. Maybe think about him in another way.
Maybe, but then again, the Queen match is coming up, and that's probably what she's gonna think about next.
Yeah, that's probably what she's gonna think about as well. Yeah, like they're just throwing.
She's gonna think about that, and she's gonna think about Shinobu, man.
They're just throwing things in front of us, so our ship will never fucking sail. Like,
but we'll see what happens, because right now Arata is like starting to realize some shit now. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I know. Like, god damn it. Because if Tachi
doesn't do anything,
if Tachi doesn't say anything, Arata's gonna say something because he's not afraid of telling Chihaya things.
No, like he might be shy.
Yeah, but
and like stutter. Yeah, but he'll end up saying it.
Yeah. Whereas Tachi just doesn't say shit.
He'll just be like, well, that's what it is.
Which, like no, boy. No, dude. Fight for your woman. Fight for your love, please.
He gives up too easily.
Yeah, he needs to not do that. I feel like when that happens, he's not gonna give up.
I hope not.
Like,
because
I hope not too. Or I at
he
least...
had all this time.
Yeah, like I know we keep talking about it every fucking episode. Like, but I really hope that he doesn't give up. He at least tells her, because whatever way it turns out, at least she would know how he feels, and I would sleep better at night knowing that. Because, like, honestly, from experience, even though it sucks when you tell somebody you like them and they don't feel the same way, like, at least you fucking told them and you get that shit off your chest, and then you can kind of, like, move on from it. Because if you don't say anything, like, it's just...
You can never move on.
Yeah, you can't. Like, it's really hard to, and, like, you know, all three of them deserve so much more, so I feel like both of them should say fucking something.
I know.
At some point.
But we'll see what happens in the next episode.
Oh god.
I'm nervous.
Me too. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like getting kind of nervous. I'm like, oh no. Because I also don't want this to like change their relationship in a bad way.
It's gonna change something.
Yeah, for sure.
But we don't know what, and I'm kind of scared. Or I can just go the usual route and be like, oh, everything's fine.
Yeah, just...
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, nothing's wrong. Everything's totally fine. It'll turn out the way I want it to eventually.
I think we're pretty much done talking about this week's episode.
Yep, it's tense as fuck.
I'm
with very pretty visuals.
Excited, though.
Yes, me too. I want them to look at each other like that more often, because that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was like the way that they were looking at each other was super intense, and it was nice.
Like, I wanted to keep watching that. Not the match, I just wanted to keep watching them look at each other, all romantic.
For hours and hours.
Yeah, yes.
I think we are pretty much done rambling.
Yep, I think so too. I'm done with my weekly talk about how much I want Chihaya and Tachi to get together. I'm going to keep saying that every single episode till it happens. And if I have to say that for the rest of my life, then oh well.
So I think that's about it. Next week will be on Mia's channel, which will be episode 7.
Well, thanks for having me again on your channel. Let's talk about Chihayafuru.
No problem. We always have fun together talking about Chihaya and talking about Tachi and Chihaya.
Oh god.
Anyways, you guys, thanks for listening to us ramble on once again for this week's episode, and I hope you guys have a good night. I don't know how to end this. What the heck is wrong with me lately?
We're that we're
Can't
that
even end
we're that invested.
or forgetting our own intros and outros.
I know.
That's it for this video, guys, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Bye.